as tree surgeons, people that do garden maintenance, landscapers, any trade for that matter, we can very quickly be stereotyped into being uneducated, unaccountable, disorganized, over-promising and under-delivering. Now, some of us kind of might be okay with that. For others, we might want to kind of demonstrate actually that we're professionals, and that we kind of operate slightly different from that stereotype. And also, there's a huge educational piece to our client base, that actually we are professionals. We're here conducting a professional service, and therefore seeking a professional payment in response to that. So my question to you is, how do you keep organised? What do you use to operate in an efficient manner? What are the benefits and limitations of operating that way? So my name's John. I run garden maintenance service called Basjoo, and it's great to have you here on this YouTube channel. Please do comment, ask any questions, and engage with the comments as well, because there's so much learning that can be taken away, not just from what I'm here to kind of say, but also from other people's comments as well. So if you want to be more organised, there's loads of resources available, whether that's paid or free, to become more organised. And at its basics, you can get away with storing numbers on your phone and sending text messages. That's legitimate, and if it works for you, keep it simple. For me, I'm analytical. I want to crunch numbers. I want to improve and grow. So I might say that's why I've come into the business in the first place. And if you're anything like me, at some point you might want to get more organised. You might want to scale up the business, and therefore consider things like a CRM. What I mean by a CRM is effectively, in its basic form, a database, some space where you can keep track of all your interactions, and develop and grow your business from that. So can you answer these questions within a few minutes? Things like, how many clients have you got in a particular town? How many times have you worked for a particular client? What did you do for them? And how much did you charge? Now, if you're in the situation that you wanted to generate work with your existing client base for a particular job, such as, let's say, hedging, what would you do? Who would you contact? Is that information easily to hand? Or do you have to send out blanket correspondence to everyone? Where can you hold client notes which are important to recall? So whether it be in a sentimental plant, a client that definitely doesn't want you to use herbicide weed killer, possibly an inquiry blacklist, people that you definitely do not want to provide a service to. Whether it's even the importance of remembering to take a particular tool to a job. And can you efficiently identify how much profit you've made from a marketing campaign? So that might be as simple as having your van branded up. It might be flyers. It might be paid adverts, for example, Facebook Marketplace. Quantifying things like referrals from word of mouth. Can you measure it in terms of the effectivity of it, and therefore subsequently know what works, where to invest more energy, and what to adapt and tweak? So an organised CRM directory might help in answering some of these questions. So I'm shortly going to show you the CRM I use, customer relationship management tool, but please remember these can be really simple software or sophisticated software depending on how deep you want to dive. I'll walk through how mine is set up and some of the basics I use it for, But remember, it really doesn't have to be this sophisticated or even simple. You find what you want, what's realistic to sustain, and ensure it's a tool working for you, not the other way around. Okay, let's have a look at Hubspot, which is the name of the CRM, the database that I use. And through this, be thinking, would this reduce the stress levels of my business? Would it reduce the likelihood of me getting to the end of the day, having scraps of paper, things floating, racing around my head that I need to action to clients? Would it alleviate the likelihood of in 2 months' time, in a week's time, me thinking, oh crap, that particular individual said to me that they wanted a job doing, who was it, or what did they want doing? Or in a year's time, okay, I charged that particular client for scarification, for their hedge. What am I going to charge this time? A CRM can really support you being able to reduce stress levels, and it really is simple. It's something that you can do on the fly. You can do it as you go, whether it's the initial inquiry that you're having with a prospect. You're filling out their contact information as you're speaking, and you can really integrate it into your business as a habit. With anything, there's going to be a learning curve. So initially, you're going to find it quite heavy if you're doing a more simplified, lower key kind of solution at the moment. But like anything, with that learning curve, you'll progressively get more and more competent and see the benefits of working with a CRM. So this is now Hubspot. I'm going to take us over to it. You can see why I use it, how I use it, and if it works, then great. But do please comment with the system that you're currently using, whether it is scrap paper, whether it's your own memory, whether it's just the contacts on your phone. It would be great to kind of hear the pros and cons of the system you use. Okay, so this is the CRM that I use, which is called Hubspot. Okay, this particular page is just literally part of their blog. So I've brought it up because it's talking about what are some of the key benefits of having a customer relationship management tool, a CRM for short. Okay, so in HubSpot's kind of opinion, it's the ability to maintain one key area, one key database across all your organization, manage all communication and interactions with any prospects, so individuals that potentially might want to kind of work with you. You can automate the data entry, be reminded to follow up with particular individuals, organize contact data. You can start to segment customers. So, okay, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, that type of customer has a postage stamp lawn, and they like detail, they like sharp edges, whereas Mr. and Mrs. Gordana, they have acres and acres of land, and they want time. They want specific amounts of time dedicated each week. They don't care what you do, but be doing something in the garden. So that would be segmenting customers, and with those customers, you might want to start to communicate with them, sell to them differently from one another. Create sales reports, automate forecasting for your sales performance. So forecasting what will next month look like for you, what will the month after look like. Scale your sales process over time. Ensure team communication is facilitated. Keep the same software as your company grows and make administration tasks more efficient. So at the heart of it, it sounds very confusing, but a CRM is a directory. Okay, so it's like an address book, just a bit more sophisticated. So some of you might already be using your phone. You might have things in Google Contacts or paper diary. or whatever works for you. The ability of a CRM, as I mentioned before, is so more sophisticated. So you can go in as deep as you would like with it. So some examples might be you might want to all of a sudden filter on different parameters, like the size of someone's property, what particular town they live in, and marketing to them, what type of planting they have. You might want to use your CRM as an inbox, a central hub where you do all your correspondence from, whether that be over WhatsApp, email, text message. And you might want to keep track of deals. So what discussions are you currently having with new prospects, new inquiries, but also existing clients? Can you track that at the moment? Can you nudge them along, or even see them in a year's time and be able to recall that information? Are you able to look at what you've previously done for particular individuals and how much for? Are you able to record internal notes about interactions with certain individuals? And a CRM can provide analytics. It can provide reporting, so you can view how many quotes you've generated, their status. You could forecast, identify trends where certain inquiries are coming from, and to inform and refine your business processes. So I'm all about kind of using CRM. So let's jump over straight away to Hubspot. So here you can see, as I said, there's a lot of information. You can deep dive as much or as little as you like, but this is a client entry. So all I've done so far is I've answered the phone to a chap called Dan Coles. Okay, this is a hypothetical situation, and Dan Coles has got in contact. I've asked him some key information, and I've jotted it down here. Now some of these fields I've filled in over time. Some of them I've made them myself, and that will be reflective of your own priorities. So in this example, I can see so far I've managed to raise £650 as a result of providing the service to Dan. His garden size, well, his plot size, so including the floor of his house, is 256 meters squared. I've provided a quote, but actually he should be now a customer. I'm just going to change that. Okay. For me, I've got some personas, so I might say, let's say he's got a property portfolio. Okay, so he's got a number of houses that he manages. Let's say planting wise, let's say he's got a lawn, a privet hedge. Okay, and these are just fields that I've created myself, because these are values and things that I want to be able to search at a later date. So for example, let's say we're going into autumn or winter or late winter, spring, and all of a sudden I'm wanting to target and market my services to people that have got hedges. So I can come into my CRM, I can filter my contacts by who has a hedge, and it will show me all the individuals that have got hedges that I've obviously put the data in, put the information in previously, and I will then be able to be able to target those, put an ask to them, inquire with them, just send them a message and say, look, is that something that you would like me to book in for the future? Then we've got contact information, so phone numbers, emails, address. As I said before, if I wanted to increase the amount of regulars that I've got in a particular area, I could start to filter my clients by their address. For me, I like to know how they contacted us. Obviously, if everyone's contacted me by phone, and that's actually really labour intensive, and I'll prefer them to come through my contact form on my website and answer some initial questions before they even require anything of me. Then that's a great way of seeing that. How did they hear about us? I've obviously identified a number of areas where they might come into contact with my brand, and this is helpful for me to invest more energy into that particular area of marketing. What's their descriptions of needs? So when they originally got in contact, what was their wording? Does that reflect actually what I'm trying to offer them? Okay, so that's the basic information that I'm collecting from individuals. Here we've got the activity feed, which is like a news feed on the likes of Facebook and whatnot. So if I sent an email to Dan, or I tried to call him and I had this all linked into my email system or my phone, then subsequently it would update this feed with the latest information, so I could see the emails, I could see the calls, and obviously I can record a note. If I wanted to record that I've been at Dan's today, or if I wanted to record that next time visiting Dan, I should take my strimmer because I need to do a particular area, or my tripod ladders because I've committed something. This is a great place that I use to store that information. Okay, and then on the right hand side, so if Dan was a commercial customer, I might want to add the company that he works for. There might be several stakeholders that I work for in the same company, and this is the way to organise that. And then deals. Okay, so here we can see I've provided 2 deals for Dan. So these are simply initial inquiries and what they've led to. So Dan has indicated at one point that he wanted an initial one-off tidy. I quoted him 650 quid, and actually I was successful. He approved the quote on the 19th of April, and subsequently I've marked it as completed because I've done the work. He's then contacted me again about wanting just a strim, a long cut. So I've put strim mow and blow, amount 80 quid, and I've not closed that yet. I need to get back to him. I've sent the quote to him, but it's yet to lead to the work. Okay, and there's more information there. So that's the basis of customer CRM. So under the contacts tab, I can click on that and it will bring up the list of all my contacts. Okay, with this one, because I'm just doing a template, obviously these are all hypothetical clients or inquiries, customers. So under the YouTube tab, you can see that there's 3 contacts. Now if I were to click on here, you would see all my contacts, and obviously I'm not going to do that for data protection purposes, but you can see already that I've filtered clients into different groups. Okay, so in all contacts, that will be everyone that's ever got in touch with me, or other people in the industry, or it might be suppliers, it might be contractors, it will be everyone that I come into to interact with. Under customers, obviously they're the people that I've actually done work for, that I might want to market in a particular way to get return custom. So under the YouTube tab, you can see here a list of names, and obviously I've defined what columns are featured here based on my own priorities. So who's got deals attached to them, so I can see Dan has got the 2 records that I've just shown, the strim mow and blow and the one-off tidy, so I can instantly see that there, whereas James hasn't yet. So I obviously need to understand what it is he wants me to actually do. Here we can see that Dan's a customer, whereas James has literally just sent me a text message saying, "Are you a yarder?" So I'm yet to know what he actually wants. I've recorded the plot size, so here I can obviously see who has the bigger property. If I wanted particularly smaller gardens to market to, or larger gardens, if I wanted to evaluate how much time I'm spending in gardens, and whether that reflects actually what I'm charging people, that would be a quick thing to easily identify. I can easily see contact numbers and contact details and where they've come from. and as you would expect, I can filter these. So let's do the plot size quickly. I've been able to quickly ascertain that the largest plot is James. Now bear in mind, if I had hundreds and hundreds of contacts, like on this tab up here, my old contacts, this would make it far more easier to quickly judge that. I can also continue to filter more priorities. So when I got in touch, when I originally created the entry, I could do it on a whole heap of different reasons. Let's find someone that's relevant. Like I mentioned before, where they're based. How they heard about us. Okay, and because it's electronic, all of this is searchable. Okay, so at any point I can come up here, I can click on the search tab. So if we quickly go into the deals tab, so this is an example of my ability to quickly see what work I've quoted for, what I've got coming up. As before, I've created these tab titles. You can obviously organise your deals how you would like, but for me, I've put them as identified, so that might be something that I've clocked in a client's garden, and I think, oh, this is something that I want to perhaps discuss with a client at a later date, so I'm yet to even discuss it with the client. Obviously then I've got this discuss feature, so I might have started to mention it to a particular individual, but I'm yet to actually produce a quote. If I've got a visit scheduled or visited them, then I'll put it in there. There might be situations that I come away from an inquiry visit and subsequently I decide, right, okay, I need to generate a quote, but I've not got the time there and then. I can park the things in here, Unity. I can come back and engage with them. Okay, here I've got quotes sent, so these are people that at some point I need to chase up and say, look, I've not heard from you, how would you like to proceed? These are people that I've chased up, but I'm still yet to hear from them. And then we've got a whole heap of people over here, so people that are on the back burner that decided actually they're going to postpone the works for now. They've confirmed the work, so this is stuff that I've got in my pipeline currently. You can see the value of it, the work that I've completed. So over here you can see the work that I've done. Okay, and then quotes that I've lost. So if, for example, I've followed up with them and they haven't got back to me, and I've at some point decided, right, okay, I've just lost that one, it's unknown, I've put it in there, lost but higher than expected. Okay, these are people that said actually they're surprised that it was going to cost so much, maybe they're trying to haggle. Here, lost because there's a cheaper competitor, lost because there's a competitor who's provided a wider offering. I've lost because they're undergoing themselves, or lost because we withdrew. So here you can see the totals, and I can start to see trends. So in this particular field, the highest figure is lost because higher than expected. So I know going forward, right, okay, it's not necessarily because there's cheaper individuals out there, it's because actually people don't grasp the cost that something might cost, and therefore there's a responsibility on me to start educating the public about what a service might charge before I get too engaged and too involved with the process. Okay, so that's deals. I can create a new deal. So it's asking for the deal name in there. I would just create what type of task is, so it might be hedge pruning. Where's the deal up to? Is it identified, discussed? So these are the fields that I've identified in the past. How much it is, wherever they've confirmed it, what's the priority? Is it low? Am I really bothered about it? Is it high? I really want to get this deal, or not? And then is it new, existing business, and when did I create it? You can obviously link a particular contact to it, and then you can also check this box here that's grayscaled at the moment because I've not selected a contact, but this will then include all the recent correspondence with that individual as part of the deal as well. So if we quickly went into this one, because I know this is Dan Coles, that hypothetical individual before, so I'm going into the deal field now. Okay, and just like the contact card, it's got information up here. It's got the activity feed. I can keep notes, I can apply tasks to it. I can go into the client contact field here, and do various other things like attach things, set tasks, and you can really deep dive into this. The CRMs can be really powerful tools. Think about when you are rushed off your feet chasing your own tail. Having robust systems in place which you undertake as you go can make a huge difference between professional and a hobbyist, kind of retiree type gardener. Think about when it's quiet, a particular season or a particular weather condition, and you want to generate more work and exploit that opportunity. Well, this can obviously provide that. Most businesses know it's cheaper to upsell to existing customers than generate new custom. So let's get efficient at corresponding with them. Now, I appreciate this system isn't for all, but it works for us at Basjoo. So let us know what do you use, what answers would help your business grow. This isn't rocket science. It's easy processes which you can take and type as you're talking to clients, and through that simplicity you'll, before you know it, really be starting to generate data which at a later date you can make use of and leverage to grow your profits, to convey a more professional solution, and also seek opportunities. Okay, thanks for watching. As I said before, my name's John at Basjoo Gardening Services, and yeah, please do like and subscribe to the channel. Cheers, bye for now.